a couple of games last night. A little bit of insanity was happening, but even crazier than all of that was what happened before the games began. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The NBA draft lottery was last night. This is the funny thing about odds and percentages. Doesn't matter. Apparently, 1.8% is a really good shot at something. Hey, Dallas Mavericks, they won the lottery after all of that. The season that was, the trade that happened, everything that went down with Nico Harrison in that city. They're going to get Cooper Flag. Probably. All right, let's talk. You know what, Lou? Let's go with you first. Your reaction, because I'm watching this thing live and just a mouth open.
Dallas needed some good fortune, some good luck, and I guess that's why we call it a lottery. It's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there calling foul, calling shady. Sometimes you need some luck on your hands, and Dallas Mavericks they needed something to smile about it, and this helps. This kind of puts a little Band-Aid over a wound that's been a challenge this season, and they have a great opportunity at getting Cooper Flag. Unless something crazy happens. And obviously with the Dallas Mavericks, we've seen crazy happen. So we'll see what they do with the pick. But, this is good fortune for them.
I love that we're like, allegedly, yeah, they're going to get Cooper Flag, probably. That's like where we are right now, Chandler.
Can't be sure.
Yeah, if we know anything about Nico and the Mavs, we don't know their next move. So who knows? But this is an unbelievable start. This has to feel like if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, man, you were just in a bad dream the last 3 months and you just woke up and now you just got the number one pick with a 1.8% chance. It's crazy. And again, I think this changes everything. They have so many options now. There's so many packages that teams could put together for him. You could keep him, wait till Kyrie's healthy, see how he pans out. It's one of the highest touted guys that we've seen come across. Him, he's obviously not in that same Wemby conversation, but man, he is up there and he is extremely promising for the future. So this changes everything. And this is a really good team that's getting a really good player or has the chance to get a really good package for him with the other assets they have to go and get someone else that we always see in trade talk. So this is unbelievable. I'm happy for them because this is somewhat of a bounce back of a heartbreaking season. Doesn't get Luka back, but it definitely makes, I think it makes Nico's job a little bit safer. And then I think it makes the Mavericks in a much better position, obviously, going into next season.
So let's start the hypothetical game that they get Cooper Flag and they keep Cooper Flag, Chandler. Would you make the argument that the Mavericks are in a better place than the Lakers?
I think they're both in a great place, but yeah, I mean, look at the Dallas Mavericks possible starting five. When Kyrie Irving, we obviously don't know exactly when he's going to be back. You got Kyrie Irving at the 1, Klay Thompson at the 2, Cooper Flag, PJ Washington, and Anthony Davis. I mean, my God. And then they have the bigs coming off the bench with Lively and Gafford. They have some guards off the bench. They have Max Christie that came in the trade. That's a valuable asset. So now all of a sudden, with just this one luck of the draw, they are right back in it. And again, I don't think this fills the void of losing a Luka Doncic. I don't think this just gets the fan base back. It's not like Luka. It's not like Nico did anything. They literally got lucky as possible as they possibly could. But yeah, I mean, you have to consider as soon as Kyrie's back. I'm so excited to see this team fully loaded because think about those names I just named. They're experienced. They're all different positions. They're all two-way players, and that is what Nico wanted. That is what Patrick Dumont says. Defense wins championships. And now you have a chance to get one of these two-way players that's supposed to be touted as the next big thing. It's an awesome situation for them to be in, regardless whether they keep him. I think they have to keep him. You have to see this through, right? A guy this touted, you can't just get him. I don't care if it's for a Giannis. You're not trading for Giannis and giving up $50 million in cap space and plus Cooper. You can't do that. I think you have to keep Cooper Flag and see how he pans out.
Lou, why are you smirking over there, buddy?
I feel differently. These are the same guys that just got bounced out of the play-in, Chandler, minus Kyrie Irving, minus Cooper Flag. Really big names, a lot of potential in Cooper Flag, but it's still one of those things that we just got to see it through. Like I would have liked to see them at least get to a point where in the first they can get to the first round and they can make some noise. We hadn't seen that yet. So I'm not as optimistic as Chandler. On paper, it looks amazing. It sounds good. On paper, you got a lot of names. You got a lot of things that you can be excited about. But we hadn't seen it. Kyrie Irving has a long recovery route back to get to the place where we're comfortable with knowing that's Kyrie Irving. Other than that, they're going to have to move some things around. Like Cooper Flag is coming in, and like you said, PJ Washington, now you put him in a position where we got to see if this is even a fit anymore, because a lot of those minutes could possibly go to Cooper Flag at that 3 or 4, however they want to play ball. So I'm not as optimistic. I wouldn't compare them to the Lakers right now. I think the Lakers are primed to continue to move forward with the season that they've had. Obviously you have a year older LeBron, but you still have Luka. And we know everything about the Lakers in the summertime. They're very active in the summer. They're very active at the trade deadline. And again, we're talking about an organization that chases rings. They don't chase potential. So they're going to do everything in their power to put themselves in that position. So getting the opportunity to get Cooper Flag right now for the Mavericks, it does look promising on paper. So I agree with you there. On paper, it sounds amazing, but I can't compare them to the Lakers yet until they do something on the floor.
But to be fair, they didn't get out of the play-in because Kyrie Irving got hurt and he was out of the series. No doubt in my mind they get out of the play-in.
Huge asterisk.
But the Lakers weren't missing people like that.
They have 25 and 7 and 5 coming back when Kyrie Irving's back. Obviously, we don't know how he's going to respond. We don't know how Klay Thompson's going to be after another year, another offseason. But I am just saying this team fully loaded is definitely interesting.
On paper. It
feels better. It does feel better today for Dallas. Like completely.
If we've learned anything this playoffs, I don't think the regular season means a damn. I don't think anything matters in the beginning of the season. Look at the Pacers. Look at the Timberwolves. Look how good the Cavs were to how bad they are now. Like the Celtics. So things can change quickly. Obviously, we know that in this league, but it's definitely, it kind of puts them in that conversation again of playoff hopes and obviously depending on health, it gives them hope. It fills that hole that they just had ripped out of them of Luka. Now here comes Cooper Flag.
It feels promising.
Nice transition for the fan base for sure.
It's not as good as it can be.
It feels good today. We wouldn't have had this conversation yesterday. We wouldn't have asked the question, who's better at this point right now, the Mavs or the Lakers, without Cooper Flag being involved in this conversation. And that's with Kyrie Irving being involved with that. Like I said, he has a long route back. He's at, I don't want to say almost the tail end of his career. He's an older guy. He's in his mid-30s. It's going to be a long ride back. And these days now with ACLs and Achilles and all of those things, that's a 6 to 8 month process when it used to be 10 months to a year. These guys get back faster. They don't lose as much as you used to. So I expect Kyrie Irving to have a lot of semblance in who we've, gotten spoiled to seeing out on the floor. But when you add Cooper Flag to that, that'll be a big, big question mark to see if he's good enough, if he's going to be that huge difference maker to put him over the edge of, say, a Los Angeles Lakers. So very promising on paper. They should be happy today. They hadn't gotten much sunshine lately. They should be excited, the Dallas Mavericks fans. But I don't know about putting them right there where the Lakers are as of yet.
Okay. Now, let's do the other side of this whole thing. Let's just say that they pull the old switcheroo. They draft him, Chandler. They draft Cooper Flag, and then they immediately trade him for a superstar. Is there a world in which you could see this happening?
Yeah.
And there is one superstar, obviously, everyone's talking about. But go ahead.
And I touched on that a little bit. I know the Giannis name is hot right now, but you're really going to give up $50 million in assets plus Cooper Flag before he plays an NBA game for a guy that's also, kind of towards the end of his career. And imagine that for Nico Harrison. He goes and trades that. God forbid Giannis gets hurt, and then they just gave up Cooper Flag for you can't do that almost now. You look into San Antonio and you see maybe Stephon Castle or you start something like that for Giannis and picks like that, then maybe. But the Mavs, again,
we did get the number 2. Just saying. I mean,
exactly. They got 2, they got 14. And the Mavs also, I heard the Mavs might extend Lively instead of Gafford, which makes Gafford kind of available. PJ Washington's valuable. Max Christie's valuable. So they do have a combination of things, but how interesting did Nico Harrison's job just get from
Did you see how he was celebrating last night?
Oh my God.
That was real glee right there. He was
and you know what? I don't know the dude well. I don't know, but I'm happy for him because again, he didn't do anything. It's luck, but at least he now is back in the driver's seat. He's got the ace of spades in his hand, and he has options moving forward this summer.
Yeah, there's no longer just you're being buried alive. It's all of a sudden you can breathe again. Okay,
yeah, people see him in the grocery store today. They're saying Cooper Flag. Yes. They're not saying boo nuke. You know what I mean? It's shifted today in Dallas.
They're not cursing the ground he
I
walks
wouldn't
on.
go that far, but it just wasn't as bad yesterday as it is today, Chandler. Like, because a lot of fans probably feel how we feel. It's still that feeling of uncertainty. Like, okay, so now we have the number one pick. What are you gonna do with it? Because we've seen you make, I don't want to say questionable decisions, but we've seen you make decisions that doesn't necessarily that we agree with as the fan base. So they're probably still on pins and needles with that pick and seeing what he's gonna actually do with it.
Yeah, you're gonna be a little gun shy because that was a trauma. As a sports fan, that was a trauma, right? Like that's not something a lot of fan bases necessarily
100%.
go through. Just having that happen, so you're a little bit startled. But let's play GM, okay, Lou? So you are the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks. Your phone will be ringing this summer. So let's just say that both Dallas and San Antonio are calling, just like Chandler insinuated. You can get the number one pick, Cooper Flag, Gafford, maybe some other players. Or you can get the Spurs 2 lottery picks that they got last night, 2 and 14, plus Stephon Castle, and maybe who knows, you put something together. What are you tempted by either of those?
You got to listen and you got to see everything through. Like both from us being, GMs in our houses, it sounds great, right? So you gotta listen to all of those things. But again, if I'm the Mavericks and I feel like I have a pretty solid core, I'm going to see it through with Cooper Flag, and I'm going to give him an opportunity to grow and thrive. And again, you just traded away a superstar. You got a great opportunity of creating and breeding your own brand new superstar that this fan base can grow to love. Why would you kind of trade that away for what Chandler just said, for a guy that obviously you know who he is and established in his career? That's going to give you a great chance to win. But that window is going to be a short window with how old these guys are. It's going to be a 3 to 4 year window. When Cooper Flag, you can possibly have a guy from start to finish end up have his whole career being played out there, and that's going to give you a better opportunity to win games in the long term. You can look there. And also with San Antonio, I think that makes a lot more sense than the Dallas Mavericks do. So you got to see everything through. You got to listen, and you just got to see what makes the most sense. So Chandler said it. He got the ace of spades in his hand right now. Everything should be moving. The phone should be ringing up until the draft, up until the season starts. Like, see everything through, listen to everything. But I like both of those scenarios. But if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I'm keeping this pick.
Can you imagine yesterday if I told you know what? The best 3 teams in the lottery, they're going to get the top 3 picks, and the worst 3 teams are going to get 4, 5, 6. Like, it's unbelievable. These now teams, Dallas, playoff, play-in team, whatever.
Boom.
Philly was going to be a really good team until they got hurt, and they had a dumpster fire. And the San Antonio Spurs, arguably now in the same conversation as OKC with all their talent and assets and what they got going on over there. They get 1, 2, 3 in a draft where, by the way, it's not just Cooper Flag. He gets all the love, all the talent. Dylan Harper is an absolute stud, immediate starting point guard probably in the NBA. Ace Bailey is a bucket. DJ Edgecombe is an absolute freak. Like Derek Queen from Maryland. Like, you can go on and on. So yes, and by the way, this hurts for like a Charlotte. This hurts for teams that slid. Our guy Ryan Smith, our gracious guest yesterday. That sucks. Like the guy, he gets fit like that. Like he gets the 5th pick, and like again, thank God for them that it is a top-heavy draft. But think about the Spurs. They could just go and get Dylan Harper and be that point guard for the future and be really good. Philly now gets an Ace Bailey or a DJ, and to pair that with what they have with McCain and Maxey and PG and like Joel, like it is crazy. The good teams got good. It was a great night for the good teams. It was a bad night for the bad teams. But the Giannis trade, again, it's interesting. They have options too. Like they now have we know how good these kids are in the top 3, top 5 of this draft. So that is interesting to them. Giannis is 30 years old. It does feel like his window is closing in Milwaukee. So they, like the Mavs, like the Spurs, they have options. And so I don't think it's going to happen in Dallas. So I would say the Spurs would be the move. Stephon Castle coming off Rookie of the Year, stud. 2nd pick, Harper, stud. 14th pick's probably going to be some value. And also they're going to have to match the salary. Like I said earlier, it's $50 million. It's not just going to be, it's got to be more. I like it to San Antonio if I'm Milwaukee.
Interesting. Well, then let's just do it from the San Antonio side of things, right? Because you could do all of the things we just mentioned, or you keep those picks as is. You add some young guys to what's already a very young but very bright future roster. Like, does one of those stick out more than the other, Lou? Would you like to go get a bona fide superstar, or do you think you just keep sort of building these young guys?
I think the Spurs are in a different position. You have a lot of young potential. Now let's go out and get somebody established. Let's go out and get a Kevin Durant. Let's go look around and see if we can put a package together for Giannis, somebody. Like, we got a bunch of youth. At some point, you're going to have to mix in some vets, some guys that know how to win, that has leadership to get these guys to the promised land, you know? So in that regard, you get the best available second player that's in that draft, and you dangle him like some keys and see what you can go out there and go get to add to Wemby. You got, like I said, you got all the youth in the world. At some point, you got to start establishing yourself as a threat in the Western Conference. You don't want to continue to be 2 and 3 years out. You want to start that clock now for Wemby and giving him the best opportunity to win. So I think the Spurs are in a different position. I think they go out and they get the best player available and they start playing ball from there.
Yeah,
Say
it's
it
a
with
good
me,
point.
guys. Race for Sace. Say it. You're gonna hear that a lot.
Listen, it's a good point, because right now, let's just say that the Spurs stay put and they take the number 2
Sure.
pick. They're still kind of just this young, growing, super talented team. They put a package together where they now have like Wemby and Giannis on the floor together with what they already have, like mother of pearl. Like, now we're talking contender. So we go from like a setup future to a solid team, going to win a lot of games. Obviously, like, they are so good. But now you go and add a KD, you go and add a Giannis with Wemby, with De'Aaron Fox. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and they have Sohan, Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Castle, number 2 pick, number 14 pick. They are in such an unbelievable position that they can still keep their young core, keep their young assets for the most part together, while adding a top 5, top 10 NBA player to make them contenders right away.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Wemby's 3rd, 4th year talking about potential still, right?
No.
Like, yeah, this is the season where you want to start seeing some results from bringing Wemby on and putting these pieces around him, De'Aaron Fox and all these. Like, you want to start seeing, why did we do this? So going to get another player, that delays your clock. That, if you add an Ace Bailey to this, we're still talking potential. No, you want to start seeing some of the fruits of the labor and the reason why you're building this team out. So I think they're in a different position. Like I said, I think they go out, they get the best player available, and they allow that to be somebody else's potential, and we're trying to put ourselves in a position to win right now.
Dangle that no state tax. That's always a little fun carrot for everybody to think about. Okay, we know that mathematically the 3 biggest losers were obviously Washington, Charlotte, and Utah. And yes, shout out to Ryan Smith yesterday. I actually feel pretty bad sort of joking around with him, and then that actually came to fruition. That being said, this way that they do this, right, this whole flattened system, the whole point of it that they started in 2019 was theoretically that if you tanked, you don't necessarily get rewarded outright. That has seemingly worked so far, but I'm wondering, it still seems broken to me, Chandler, and I can't really put my words on it. Like, why do I think this sucks? Other than the fact that the 3 worst teams literally fell out of the top 3. Like, that
you know
just happened.
You know why I hate it? You don't see it. Just do it on TV. Like, take all these conspiracies.
Here we go.
Take all this mystery. Like, I know it's not rigged. Like, but like, after last night, I have questions. It's like, come on, like, yeah, let's go trade Luke to the biggest market, the Lakers. But don't worry, we'll give you Cooper. Like, it's hard not to think that. Just do it on TV. What does it hurt? There's no risk of doing that. Like, at least it puts people's mind at ease. You can eliminate. Yeah, it eliminates any question on whether this is rigged or not. So you look at these teams. Yeah, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for Ryan Smith. Like, the 14% chance to a 1.8% chance is crazy. Again, I do love the idea of like teams just tanking and sitting guys, not getting rewarded. I also think that is bogus. I think you should play all 82 games trying to win. But again, the way this format is set up, why would you? It's a bad business move for the future for bad teams to do that. So on that side, like a front office, put my front office hat on, I totally get it. But I just think it's just show us, just show the people that are watching, show the people that are supporting them, like show us so there's no question or mystery about it.
I don't think it'll matter.
You don't?
Why not?
You still think they got sneaky hands in there?
Yeah, we'd have found something to be wrong anyway. The reality is everybody will never be happy with some of the decisions that's made in professional sports or some of the things that you see. There's people out there that still think the players on the floor are rigging up games. They're trying, like, we're just lazy when it comes to how we dissect some of these things. And so even though some people would accept that, Chandler, we're still going to be unhappy. We're still going to have something to say. So I don't know.
Better.
It would be compelling.
It would be better. Yeah.
We get to see it.
Ryan Smith texted me yesterday after I said, dude, what just happened? Like it's just he went from possibly Cooper Flag to the 5th pick like that after
Like that.
6-8 months of just like losses. Like it's brutal.
Okay, but is that not the point? Like they along with Washington and Charlotte flat out tanked. Like you could make I mean, Dallas was playing. San Antonio wasn't necessarily tanking. They beat the Denver Nuggets in the final few weeks of the season. They were trying. So
if it's
is
luck,
that not
it's
the
luck,
lesson?
Right? If it's luck, it does its luck.
Say, they try to
it
put themselves in the best position possible, not the guaranteed position. They did what they had to do on their end. It didn't work out. They got to move on.
I do think airing it live would buy you a little bit of grace, but eventually, the same way we do with like the lotto picks at night when the woman or the man comes out and little balls come out. At some point, I start to think that's fixed too, just because this is the world we live in. I'm like, oh, somehow they cheated.
Like she's got definitely a sleight of hand. She's got some David Blaine.
Or like the only numbers in there are 4.
You see what we're doing? You see what I mean? We'll never be happy.
She's a paid actress up there.
Yep.
I'm not buying that either.
It'll never work.
It'll never work. But it would feel more transparent rather than they're all in a secret room. They've given up their phones and then blammo, they're up on the stage and that's it. We're like, okay.
Yeah, right now we're just forced just to believe this little envelope. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Listen,
I don't like it. But I will say,
once upon a time, we did have the ball machine, and we still were unhappy. So at this point, we just got to deal with whatever comes out of it.
Yeah, more trust issues now than ever.
I know. Actually, we're a much more cynical society, Lou.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the draft lottery. It was good for some, not for others. But we did have some games, and we're gonna.
There was 2 games last night. We just
spent
22 minutes talking about the lottery show. That's how crazy that was.
Oh wait, no. There is a tweet. Sorry, Conrad's in my ear. That's on me. There is a tweet because people were not happy. Here we go. I watched my childhood team be moved to New Orleans. I was then given the Bobcats. Sat through the worst season in NBA history. You gave that number 1 to New Orleans. I haven't seen a series win since 2002. You took the All-Star away in 2017. Haven't been to the playoffs since 2016. Obviously, this gentleman is from Charlotte or woman. I mean, that is ultimately, I don't know what to tell someone like that because we also don't want people to straight out tank, right? Like, that's where we're stuck. I don't have a fix. I'm just saying that's kind of where we are.
Yeah. Like we again, I agree. You shouldn't get rewarded for losing. Now, is that going to make it more fair and more of a middle class in the NBA? Like right now, like last night was so top heavy. Like the rich got richer and the poor got poor last night. Like it didn't feel right. I wasn't even thinking of it as a possibility, Michelle. Like I never imagined last night it going Dallas, San Antonio, Philly. Like that is just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, you didn't have this candle lit in front of your TV. When you do that, it changes the entire way Destiny plays. That's all I knew.
Who's the other candle right there?
Tina Fey, just a big fan. Just a random. All right,
at least Charlotte has a team. At least Charlotte has a team. You know what?
Is that the saving? Okay, well, that's what we're going with. Guys, we are going to get to the games. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we will dissect Knicks last night. We'll be back.